Hey, what's up? This is my channel. This is gonna be my first what if, what if Deku had an Ultra Instinct, I would not make this, and I would never make this channel to begin with, but all the videos just sucked. They went instantly to, like, I don't know, it wasn't even my hero at that point, but, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say that Ultra Instinct's a quirk in this, because it would make sense. I mean, I don't really see, like, anything wrong with that, so yeah, I guess we'll just get into it. So like basically it's canon, right? Like until they go to the quirk doctor. Now instead of the doctor saying like, "Oh, you don't have a quirk because of this," I'ma say he do got one, but the doctor said like he doesn't know what it is because it's never been seen before. Like nobody's seen Ultra Instinct, and Deku hasn't even like unlocked it yet. So the doctor's just like, "Oh, when it pops up, like come back and like we'll talk about it and like we'll register it." So that happens. Deku he doesn't know what to feel. He's like, huh, like I don't know the name of it. I don't know what it does, but apparently it's never happened, and he doesn't know like if it's good or not. So he's like, can I even become a hero with the quirk that I have? Like I don't even know what it is. So basically, like after that, it kind of goes canon, like even more. But this time, like with that one scene when like Bakugo and Deku were kids, um, and they were trying to fight that one dude that Deku stood up for. I'm gonna say like it goes like that, but this time, before anybody can land a hit on Deku, that boy just like ripped it out. He was like Ultra Instinct mode right there. Oh man, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But yeah, okay, so he just goes like right in. His eyes just go silver. That's it. His hair don't do anything because he doesn't know what's going on. So actually no, forget that. I'm gonna be like the hair his hair is outlined with silver. Okay? So I'm gonna say it looks like that. Basically just look at the picture but like get rid of the aura. That's basically what it looks like. So when that happens, everyone looked at him and before they could even ask a question, all of them just dropped instantly. Nobody could even see it. It was just like, oh, okay, you got that straight quirk. But after that, all of Bakugo's goons, like they're gone. The only ones there were the kid that Deku was standing up for and Bakugo. The kid, he got kind of scared, so he was like, "Oh, thank you so much," and then he took off because he didn't want to mess with that. And then Bakugo was still there. He was like, "Is that your quirk?" And Deku, when he turned around, he said, "Wait, what? A quirk?" So he just powered down, and then he got kind of hurt because he was like he wasn't used to just like the flow state and all that. So he was, he was kind of hurt, but it didn't hurt to the point where he was like begging for help. So Bakugo, like, out of respect, he was like, "Oh, you do got a cool quirk," so he like helped him up. He was like, "Oh, like that's kind of cool. Like we should, like you should go like to the doctors to see what it is." But Bakugo, like, don't worry, he still hate him, but like he got some respect for him. Like, they're true rivals before anything else happens. So basically, they go back to the doctor. Dang. Um. Hmm. What was I talking about? Okay, yeah. So they go to the doctor. I'm gonna say, Ingo, she's like worried. She's like, "Oh man, I don't even know what happened." But Deku, he basically explains like the entire thing to the doctor about like him standing up for the kid and all that, and like his eyes going silver and having a silver outline around him. And the doctor said like, "Oh yeah, that's never seen before. Like I wonder what that is." So what the description of Deku just like gave him like, "Oh yeah, like I didn't even know what happened. They just all like went down as soon as I seen that hit going for me." He was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. Like, what should we name it?" And then he just goes off like, "And we'll just call it Ultra Instinct." So when Deku heard that, he was like, Man, that go kind of hard. Like, like, so yeah, that's basically done and over with. When Bakugo heard that, like Ultra Instinct, he was like, "Bro, how can the name of your quirk be stronger than explosion? Because that don't make no sense." So, they're rivals. Like, but Deku, he knowing that he can only really obtain his power like through danger, he's like, okay, I'll train myself up and like become strong, and then when I use my quirk, that'll just be my last like resort, like my trump card out of it, like out of the fight. So he pick up that martial art. I'm gonna give him that. I'm gonna say like, shoot, I don't even know when Deku stood up for that kid. I'm gonna say that was around like 8 or 10. I'm gonna say 10. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna say that. So now, like, fast forward, Deku, he didn't get bullied as much, but since like he couldn't control his quirk, like he kind of did get bullied. And Bakugo, he was like kind of bullying him too. Bakugo still he's still kind of annoying, but um, Bakugo's cool though. Yeah, so he's still Deku, but he has a little bit more confidence, like not to the point where he's like annoying, but he still got some. Um, but yeah, 5 years go by, like he's basically master in martial arts and all that. So he got his body kind of tone. He got that muscle, but no, because of the martial arts, like his instinct went up by a lot. So the dreaded day comes, like he walking through the tunnel. Actually, no, okay, rewind that. I'm gonna say Bakugo, like before the teacher comes in at the last day, he throws all the papers out in the air. But Deku, he want to work on his quirk, so he right before the papers hit the floor, he like uses his quirk to lift all of them up and place them on the desk. So the teacher was like, I kind of expected that from you. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, I see you, I see you. So Deku go back to his desk and all that, and he says, well, I was gonna say like all you guys want to be heroes for some reason. Like Boy over there, he thinks he could be a hero, man. Gary, yeah, he's hearing him gonna be Gary. But anyway, like yeah, for some reason all you guys want to be heroes. So everyone starts cheering, except for Boy. He kind of like that hurt, that hurt. But Bakugo, he does his speech. I'm gonna say like before then, like Bakugo and Deku, like they did fight sometimes, and it went either way. I'm gonna say like it's a 50-50, but Bakugo has like one more win, so he's like, oh man, none of you guys can get in except for like maybe one other person, but that's it. And he's like, and the teacher just popped in like, oh, I think I know who you're talking about. He also applied for UA. And he was like, Izuku Midoriya. And Bakugo's just like, dang it, why? Why does he have to go in with me? Dang it. But he's also like, Bakugo, like that, like Izuku, he got better grades than you. Like he has a better chance of going in than you. So Bakugo, he didn't take that. He was like, oh man, forget that, nah. And they're in the middle of the class, like what he did at the end of the class, like inside the show, he did it like right there. And teacher, he's like, ah man, I don't care. I don't get paid enough for this. So when that happens, um, Bakugo basically says like, hey, let's go out and fight right now. And Deku, like, he kind of scared, but he has a little bit more confidence. So he's like, all right, let's go. Let's see if we can tie it up. So, man, I'm kind of thirsty, but um, dang, I just woke up too. I don't even know why I'm doing this, but Anyway, yeah, so they go out and you got the kids from the other classes, like they looking out the window like, oh shoot, look, they're about to do their next fight, because those two are mainly the big dogs of the school. No one can mess with them. So when they see that, they're like, oh shoot, we gotta look at this. And then so the fight happens, but they're not stupid. They go outside like the school grounds to make sure like they don't get in trouble a lot. So when that happens, like they just go at it. They go at it for, I say, like maybe 5 minutes. I'm gonna give it that. It's a long fight, but like they fighting. Both of them. It's like the scene off of Naruto, like the very last one, like Sasuke and Naruto fighting. Like they both bleeding. They're like one little flick and they're like dead. So, but by the time that happens, like Deku, he's just standing there, like he's in the pose where he's about to get it. So when that happens, like Bakugo didn't see that really, because all their fights, like he never actually used his quirk. So yeah, he was like, "Oh man, what are you doing? Are you trying to like take a poo?" And then Deku, he was like, "You just messed up." So as soon as he heard that, he was like, "Huh?" But Deku, you went around him and he said, "I said you messed up," and then he just uppercut, like he just punched his back so hard he just went flying. And Deku was the winner. He was like, he just powered down and he was like, "Dang, mm, that didn't feel right." So after that happened, Bakugo, he was mad. He was upset. He was like, "Dang man, I just lost to this nerd who doesn't even know how to use his quirk." But they did tie up their score, 50-50. It's actually, yeah, 50-49. Deku had 49, now it's 50, so it's 50-50. Um, yeah, what happens after? Oh yeah, so after that, he was like, "All right, well, they respect each other, kind of like Bakugo. He annoyed, but he still respect him a bit. So you know they fist bump and then they walk off. Um, and then now is when the tunnel happens. Taking that dub, he go into the tunnel, but then he instantly got that sludge villain attack. I'm gonna say Deku, like he knows that something's up because his instincts are going crazy. He's like, I mean, I did just use my instinct, so maybe it's like acting up, but nah, he knows inside of his head, like, yeah, something's about to happen. So he kind of on guard, and you know, the villain does come out like, oh yeah, you're a suitable source of human flesh. Well, I don't even know what I'm saying, man. I was so unprepared. I didn't even write any of this down. I'm just going based off of my head, like what would happen. Um, yeah. So he's like, oh yeah, man, you're a suitable vessel. Like, I'm gonna murder you. So before that happens, like Deku, he's like, nah, man, forget that. So he instantly goes into his ultra instinct, because I'm gonna say like during the years that he was like training, like 5 years I think, of martial arts, like he did learn to control his ultra instinct like a bit. I'm gonna say like he can tap into it, but not for the longest time. I'm gonna give him like a minute or two. So this is the ultra instinct omen, by the way, or I guess sign. Oh man, I hate that so much. How inside the manga it's called ultra instinct sign, bro. You chose sign out of omen, like that's kind of annoying, but yeah, that's basically what it is. Um, but yeah, he goes into it and he destroyed that boy. Like he used the wind pressure from his fist just to like. It's basically like how All Might came in. So All Might, he kind of peeking around the corner. He's like, what is that kid? Like he got that silver outline and all that. I'm gonna say Deku look kind of like the picture now. Like he has the aura around him. So when All Might seen that, he was like, "Oh shoot, this kid going in." So when that go on, like when that's going on, it's finished, and All Might comes through. Like he says, "I'm here," but Deku he already took care of it. He even like cleaned it up. So after that, like Deku he's still a nerd. Like he's still geek. You know he's like, "Oh my god, it's All Might!" Like, "Oh my god." And he said, "Can I get an autograph?" All Might's like, "Yeah, yeah, sure." And then he talks like to Deku. He's like, "So." Because they still have like some time left since Deku already cleaned up the mess and all that. I'm gonna say like All Might's questioning like, "Oh yeah, what was that quirk of yours?" And Deku says, "Oh, it's called Ultra Instinct." And All Might's like, "Ooh man, that sounds kind of cool." Mm. Um, yeah, he was like, "Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Like, what does it do?" And he says, "Well, it's kind of in the name, like Ultra Instinct. I got some good instincts." And he's like, "Oh, can it go for like beyond that?" And Deku's like, "I don't know. I don't really know." So basically, All Might's like, "All right, well, my time's starting to run out." Like inside his head, he's like, "Oh man, my time's starting to run out. I gotta leave." So he leaves, but Deku he grabs on. I'm gonna say he grabs on because he does have a question. He's like, so yeah, they land on the rooftop, and Deku asks like if he can become a hero with the quirk that he has because it could only last for a minute or two, and that's not good enough. So at this point, like All Might's deflated, and then he give Deku the rundown and all that, and he says like instead of saying no, you can't become a hero, he says if you train more, right? Okay, just hear me out. If you train more of your quirk, I think you gonna be good. And Deku he happy. He walk out. He's like, "Oh, I hope you get better and all that." Like to All Might because he coughing up blood still. But yeah, that happened. But the slime still attacks Bakugo, and this time since like they Deku runs there, but this time like since they do have more of a bond now, like a rival bond, he does go in and save him, and Bakugo's like he's kind of okay with it, but he still hates it a lot. But I'm gonna say like Ultra Instinct. The instincts like once he uses it, he could still like go into it because it gives him that experience of like, oh yeah, like look out for this. I think they do that instead of Super, where Goku like after he used it the first time, he was able to like have better instincts because of it. Yeah, yeah, I think yeah, because that's what happened with Super Saiyan God. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna say like it's like that. So he's not using his quirk, but he still got some of the effects on it. Sprite. I love Sprite. But yeah, like he still got some effects on it. So when the sludge is like he seen it, he was like, "Oh shoot, man, I gotta leave. Like I ain't trying to mess with that no more. Like he's strong." So he kind of back off. He was like, "Oh man, don't hurt me." And oh my, he's kind of confused. Like he's seen it, but he's like, "Dang, like was it really like that bad?" I'm gonna say like when All Might seen it the punch the first time, he was like he was kind of gassed. He's like, "Wait, what? I thought only I could do that. Like he just stole my trademark." But hmm. Yeah, yeah. So he's kind of like backing off, but Deku he grabbed Bakugo. He pulled him out. He's like, "Are you all right, man?" And he said, "Yeah, all right. Let's team up on this fool." He's like, "Yeah, okay. We gonna jump. We gonna jump him." So they both jumped him. Like Deku's just screaming like, "Hey, you don't mess with him. Like that's my boy. You don't mess with him." And Bakugo's like, "Yeah, like you mess with one of us, you mess with both of us." So they jumping him, and he's having the roughest time. Like he missing like half of his like sludge at that point. And all the heroes they're just standing there like, what are these kids doing? Like what are they feeding these kids now? Are they feeding them that spinach? But No, but I don't know. Yeah, so oh my, he's just there like, bruh, these two, these two on a whole different level. Like they beyond. But yeah, like after that happens, like they both get praised. Kind of Deku gets praised a bit more because he's like the only one out of all the heroes to walk in and just be like, "Hey, you don't mess with him." And like Bakugo, he's like, "Yeah, yeah, we both jumped out full. Like, you, you don't do that, bro. You mess with the wrong people." So basically, like after that, like I'm gonna say like Bakugo and Deku, like they both walk home because I think their houses are like close to each other. Yeah, so like they're walking home and like Bakugo's like, "Hey, yo, like thanks for coming in. Like I hate it was you, but then again, like no one else could help me, so I'll take it. I'll take it." Deku's like, "Ah, man, no problem. Like you'll do the same for me." And Bakugo's like, "Yeah, yeah, I would. But if it does happen to you, I'm gonna laugh before I come in. I'm gonna be dying, like rolling on the ground." So Deku's like, "All right, then I'll just make sure it don't happen." So yeah, basically after that, like they fist bump, they walk off, and that's when All Might shows up. He's like, hey kid, like, he gives him the rundown, like, all that, and he was just inside of his head, like, what is this dude talking about? Because he's talking about like quirk, like a quirk that passes down, like a quirk that steals other quirks, like. And Deku, like, before All Might finishes, Deku's like, "Why are you telling me this?" And that's when All Might says, like, "I want you to become the next symbol of peace." So you know, Deku's he's kind of like, wait, what? So he's like, I kind of can't because my quirk it's not like powerful enough. He's like, dude, you have like, how long do you have? You have like 10 months to be training for UA. And he's like, oh, okay, I got you, I got you. So, ooh, excuse me, that kind of came out of nowhere. Um, I'm gonna say Deku and Bakugo, like they're both stronger than their canon versions at this point. So I'm gonna say Deku at this point is as strong as he was inside of like the canon after the garbage thing, like the beach. What is it called? Deku Beach? I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I think that is. But yeah, he looks like that, like on the picture. He looks like that at this point. So All like, oh yeah, like I could just go ahead and give it to you now. And Deku's like, oh, can I do like a bit more because what you just said, it sounds like it's gonna be dangerous, and my instinct is like telling me like, hey, don't take it yet. You're not ready. So All Might's like, okay, yeah, as long as you take it, and that's when he brings up the idea like, hey, if you want to train out your body a bit more, let's go to Dagobah Beach. So Deku's like, all right, yeah, sure. So he cleans it up. Instead of taking 10 months, I'm gonna say he does it. He does it in 5. I'm gonna say 5. That would make logical sense. Maybe 3. And it doesn't matter. I'll just say like 5. So basically that happens, and then after that, Deku's like, all right, yeah, okay, I'm strong enough. I'm strong enough. So he's like in the picture, but just a bit more like you know thick, I guess. It's just I don't know how to explain it. He's like, just a bit more like, just take the picture and just like widen it a bit, like just by like a millimeter, like or 5. That's basically what it is. So All Might pluck it out. He's like, all right, take this hair. And Deku's like, wait, what? That's disgusting. Is that what my instincts were telling me about? So yeah, basically that happens, and I don't know why didn't All Might just give him some of his blood. He could have been like, I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna say that happens. But instead of like it digesting, I'm gonna say this happens instead. All right, when he eats the hair, One for All just instantly pops up out of nowhere. But this time, it kind of like fuses with Deku's Ultra Instinct quirk. So when it fuses together, it kind of like fuses together, yeah, but not like fully. Huh? Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, something happened, but um, yeah. So something I'm gonna say the first time it's gonna be like the first time uh Goku got Ultra Instinct. Yeah, here, hold on. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Shoot, where did I leave off? Oh yeah. So I'm gonna say yeah. So when he gets One for All, because it happens instantly, it's gonna be like the first time that Goku got Ultra Instinct. Like how the beam came down, right? Looking all savage, just like come down. He's like looking up and down, like with his white eyes. That basically happens to Deku, right? But instead of him getting Ultra Instinct, because that's already what it was, he has mastered. Okay, so like the beam happens, right? But this time his hair. I mean, okay, so I'm gonna say when it becomes mastered, he's like he's covered up in silver, like how Goku got his mastered first, like in the first place. He's covered up in silver dandruff, right? That's disgusting, bro. I'm sorry, but that's basically what it is. They'd be falling off like flakes. But I don't know, man. I don't know why I was laughing at that. That was pretty stupid. But yeah. So basically, he's covered up in that. And at this point, all my teeth is like, what just happened, bro? Did I just summon God? Like, that's basically what he's thinking inside of his head. And that's when Deku opens up his eyes and has silver. And All Might's like, he says this out loud. He's like, yeah, I created God. I just brought God to Earth again. This is, ooh boy, I'm a genius. That's what he's thinking. Like, he's like, I'm a genius. I don't even know what I just did, but I just know that I just saved the world. So after that, like Deku, he instantly falls out of it because he's never used it before. Like the flow state at that point is way beyond Ultra Instinct sign or omen. So he like when he falls down, he's like, oh man, this stuff kind of hurt. Oh shoot. So All Might's he's like, dang bro, like chill, like that. Apparently that's a new power even for you. I'm gonna say like this. Okay, so because of the other like what ifs about Ultra Instinct Deku, all of them are like not making him strong ever. They're like, oh yeah, so he's not strong enough, so we're gonna give him ki. Forget that, man. That's too Dragon Ball. I ain't giving him no ki. This is gonna be his quirk. So I'm gonna say like Ultra Instinct Master was never supposed to happen. But now that he has One for All, it's an enhancement quirk. So it just enhanced it to become mastered. But, Omen still happens first. And he has to like really be in that predicament to use mastered. So he's gonna be overpowered. I'm gonna just say it here, like he he is overpowered. Like no one can stop him. I'm gonna just say that. But it doesn't get to his head because he Deku. He humble. But yeah, he All Might's still thinking like he's the best, like he's a genius. And Deku, he's confused. He's like, what just happened? So I think All Might explained it, saying like, oh, it's an enhancement quirk, and probably just enhanced your quirk like by a lot. But apparently, those two fused together instantly because it was supposed to take a bit for you to get the quirk. And when Deku heard this, he was like, I'm gonna be the best hero in the world. Like he just plain out says it, and All Might's like, yeah, you are. You just gonna be the best, like no matter what. You got that main character plot armor. But yeah, after that, the rest of the 5 months that they have, because Deku did, like, um, clean it up faster. They trained it. They trained One for All, and they tried to get into mastered state of Ultra Instinct, but it just didn't happen. The most that he did, he can now easily get into a Ultra Instinct sign. I'm gonna just say sign because I don't know if you guys like read the Dragon Ball manga, but Goku, he knows how to get into it now. I don't know how, but he just flicks it on like it's a light switch, just like all of his other forms. I'm gonna say, but this time instead of being like 1 to 2 minutes, I'm gonna say it goes from 3 to 6 minutes now. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna give it that. So, Deku, he enhanced in his quirk. Actually, no, I'm gonna say 5 minutes, so 3 to 5 minutes. I'm gonna say like he enhanced in his quirk, and he getting that workout. He's still a god in martial arts, so they All Might and Deku, like, they have some sparring sessions. So after that, like, Bakugo, he's also training. Like, don't get me wrong, like, he training, and he even like sparred Deku sometimes. But Bakugo notices that he got stronger, so that pushes him to become even like stronger. So they're both basically like top tier level. I'm gonna say like a little below All Might, but not by a lot. So I mean, shoot, man, Bakugo took a knee from All Might and just like said, "Ah, man, what is this? Get this out of here." So, I think it's kind of reasonable. And they study because they smart. Both of them are for the UA test and all that. So, yeah, Deku, he's starting to learn more and more, and then he doesn't. I'm gonna say he doesn't have full Cal yet. He's gonna get it later because he's smart, but he's not smart to the point where like he can instantly solve something. Because at that point he would just be like a prodigy or something. That'd be a good what if, but I don't know. I don't know how it would turn out. Um, I mean, if you're watching and you think it's alright, then yeah, sure, leave it if you want. But yeah, what was I talking about? Dang, man, this is why I hate getting off topic. Mm. Here, I'm gonna try and remember it. All right, so I just remembered. All right, so how long is the video? Okay, yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. I can keep on going. I'm gonna say like they were training All Might and Deku. They got that bond now. Like they're starting to really get that bond, but kind of like canon version bond is what I'm talking about. So they're Deku like I'm gonna say like he can do One for All. Like he can measure the percentage, but not in his whole entire body. So like he could do like inside of canon it was 5%, but he's like really strong in this one. So I'm gonna say he has 15%. Yeah, 15. Hmm. Yeah, that would make sense. So yeah, 15%. And he can do it in like one limb. So like he could do 15% in his arm instead of doing 100 and breaking it. So All Might, he's satisfied. He's like, that's pretty cool. But for some reason, All Might, he's like not talking about full cow. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know. I don't know. I don't really remember. Um, but yeah, he's like, oh yeah, like doing more of this, like, and you're gonna be able to like do 100% in no time. So Deku, he's happy. He's like, oh man, so I'm stronger now. I have a new form that I could unlock, like potentially. And so he's yes, he's like, oh man, I'm gonna be the best. But then he remembers Bakugo and like how he's getting stronger too, because Deku he realizes his instincts tell him like, okay, yeah, he's getting stronger too. Like like you gotta look out for him. Deku's still stronger though. Don't worry. Like just by a bit. Actually, no, wait, forget that, man. Baku only has one quirk. I'm gonna say that Deku, he got a far advantage than him now. Like all those sparring sessions that they did during the 10 months, Deku won all of them. So that's what pushes like Baku to become stronger. But he ain't becoming as strong as Deku. Like don't worry, nah. He still sees him as a rival though. Like they still got that bond. Baku is really hating it though because he wants to be the best. um, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna say by the time Deku unlocks like 15%, that's when the exams happen. Or no, not exams, the whatever it is, the thing. So um they walk in. I'm gonna say Bakugo goes in alone, and Deku he's like he's there, like kind of behind him, but they have some space. Um But Deku, he's thinking in his head like, how can I like get that new form that I got in One for All? And when he's doing that, he trips. He does the trip scene, but instead of falling this time, like and getting caught, I'm gonna say his instinct is too good to the point where he just swerves around and like pretends nothing even happened. Like he plays it off, but then he realizes like, hmm, am I flying? Because he looks down and like with his like face on his like with his hand on his face like thinking, and he looks down and he's like, am I floating? So after that, like Uraraka's like she's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, like I didn't know that you were gonna save yourself from that. I'm so sorry. But Deku, he's cool with it. He's like, oh, it's alright, I mean, my instinct's too good. All right, sorry about that. Something kind of happened. But don't worry, I caught it instantly, so it's fine. Because my instinct too good for that. That's why I was trying to finish. But basically, yeah. So Udoka's kind of embarrassed. She's like, "Oh, you didn't need help at all." But Deku, he's playing it off. He's like, "All right, it's cool. Like, thanks for trying to help me out." And they talk a bit because Udoka's like, "What's your quirk?" And then Deku says like, "Oh man, I guess I already know what yours is. Like zero gravity, so I might as well just tell mine." So he talks about Ultra Instinct, but not mastered because he doesn't want to give that away. So he talks about like, "Oh yeah, like my quirk, it can my instincts take over and nothing can hurt me, and I can like punch with all the power that I have." And some of the effects like still linger on like after it's gone. And Uraraka, she's like, "Oh my god, that's too overpowered," which it is because it's the only one. He's the only one in the world that has that type of quirk. It's exclusive only to him. So you gotta have that sprite. So yeah, like they get finished talking. They walk in because they noticing like it's kind of getting late. So they walk in like Bakugo and Deku, like they sit next to each other. They're like, "Oh man, I'm gonna make sure that I get more points than you during the thing." Like, I forgot what it's called, man. Um, I don't know. Entrance exam. I think that's what it's called. All right, yeah. So I'm gonna just say like, um, yeah. So they're like having like little competitions, like trying to see like, all right, well, bet money on it. So they're both like bet money on it, like how much you bet, and then I'll bet the same amount. So they doing that, and Ida like he come in, he's gotta come in like he make sure he's included. Stupid idiot, bro. Like I'm gonna make him the biggest idiot inside of this. Like what if? I hate his character. I don't know why. I just really do. But oh man, that's too messed up. I can't do that. I mean, yeah, I can. I'm gonna say, so yeah, Ida's like, what are you two doing? Like, your disruption. I can't speak. You're disturb. What is it? You're interrupting. I'm gonna just say that you're interrupting. Um, the what is it? Yeah, okay. I just can't speak. You're interrupting. I'm gonna say that. And Bakugo and Deku, they just turn around and just look at him like, aren't you interrupting more than us? Both of them say that at the exact same time. So Ida's looking like, huh, I was not expecting that. So President Mike, he don't care. He's like, hey, you leg boy, like, Fast and Furious boy. Listen to them because they kind of got you. And Ida, he mad. This time he's not mad at only Deku. He got beef with Bakugo now, I guess, which is gonna be stronger later on. But during that, um, it's time for like the written exam, which Deku he got pretty high. I'm gonna say he got like fourth. Yeah, he got fourth. Bakugo he didn't really study that much, so I'm gonna say he got like the same as he did in canon. I don't remember what it is. I'm hoping it's not above four because that would make me look like an idiot. But either way, like he was too focused on his strength. Which, like, yeah, strength is all that, but like strength is really important. But then again, you gotta have that brain power. You gotta have like them brain meats. But, yeah. So that happens, and then now it's time for the robot thing. So it starts off, but like Bakugo is inside of a different area than Deku, so that happens. Um, Before anything else happens though, like Ida he comes up. I hate Ida so much. I don't know how much I gotta say it, but Ida he pops up. He's like, "Hey yo, like I hate you," and a bunch of other people they're like, "Why? Like what?" He just like I don't see why. Like other people they're like kind of on Deku's side because he did like kind of like prove him wrong and all that. So they're kind of on Deku's side, and then that just like makes Ida even more mad. So he got them engine running, like vroom vroom and all that stuff. Uh, so stupid. I don't know why I'm talking like this, bro. I have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. But after that happens, like Deku walks up to Uraraka, like I'm gonna say like they do talk for a bit, and then they get ready to like head in. So as soon as it goes off, Deku he's fast. I'm gonna just say it right now. Like he is fast. Like he's as fast as Ida. I'm gonna say because he was training in that sand. He was like running around like, and it's hard to run in sand. So I'm gonna say like, yeah, he fast. So as soon as that happens, he's like he took off and he was destroying robots left and right because he was using 15%. Yeah, he was using 15% of one for all. So after that happens, like he's ranking in them points, and people are just staring at first. They're like, "What is he doing?" Like the test just started, and like 5 seconds in, he already destroyed like 15 robots. I don't know why I'm going with 15 all the time. I don't know, man. I don't know, but every second he just destroys. I'm not doing math actually. Never mind. Scratch that. Scratch that. Scratch that. I ain't smart enough now. I graduated and I forgot math. That's pretty sad. I should probably pick up on math again. But dang it. But yeah, everyone else they kind of get motivated. They're like, all right, yeah, we going like become like him. They don't. So then the big 0 pointer comes up, and that kid's like, yeah, I got enough points, and that don't give any points, so I'm gonna just like skip that. But then he hears the fainted like help me from Princess Peach and all that. So Mario aka Deku, he turned around, he sees that, and he's like, ah, forget that, that's a baby girl. So he walks up, like he's fast enough to save Uraraka. Like he's like, "Are you okay?" And she says like, "Yeah, but the robot's here. Like we gotta run." And then Deku didn't realize it, but he the robot is about to step on him, and Uraraka's like, "Dang it, Uraraka." Okay, yeah, yeah. She's screaming like, "Oh my God, look out! We're about to get stomped on." And he's about to rush in, but then he remembers like all the training and like what his quirk is, so he's like, oh yeah, it's fine. So after All Might says that, like everyone's looking at him like, what, you're not just gonna go in and save him? He's like, nah, he's gonna be big one day, like just watch. And after that, like everyone's like, wait, what, like he getting approved by All Might? All right, we gotta see this. So before the thing even touches like a little bit of Deku's hair, his eyes go silver, and then he rushes out, like puts Uraraka on the floor, and then that's when this small beam comes down, and like he has the aura around him. He got the silver outline, like he dripping, like he looking good, he looking good. So it's so stupid. He just looks good, like inside of that. He basically looks like the picture though. But boy, I gotta end this soon. But they yeah, so the robot is trying to hit him again, but everyone sees like, what is this power? And then Deku, within like 1 second, destroys the whole robot, like more than what he did in the canon. And he even used like 100%. He used this 15% plus Ultra Instinct, so he was just like at that level. And I'm gonna say at this point, he had like Deku could have beaten All Might's record if he didn't fight the 0 pointer, but no way, because he did get the 60 points. I'm gonna say he was like 5 or 10 points away from getting All Might's record, which is a lot. Like that is impressive. But everyone sees this, and All Might's like, didn't I tell you? Like this boy is about to be something else. So he walks off, like, and it's not meaning to be dramatic. His time's just running out, but everyone's like, dang, he got me into my agency, which they ain't. Forget that. Like they're all extras, as Bakugo says. Like they're all extras, which he's right. But yeah. So after that happens, like everyone sees him. They're like, bro, he is something else. Like all the kids and like students, they're like, what the heck just happened? So when he turns around, everyone sees his silver eyes and like his aura and everything. And that's when he like powers down, but it doesn't hurt him. He just still stands there. He's like, all right, I'm finished. And he helps out Uraraka. Like he takes her to the nurse and all that. And I guess they just he just goes home. That's it. He knows that he passed. And he's inside of his head, he's like thinking like, all right, so Bakugo is about to pay up because we did bet money, so like I'm expecting, I don't know how much yen is, but I'm gonna just say like they bet like 30. I'm gonna say that like they bet 30. So he's like, I'm about to get my $30. Like I just won that bet. So which he did. He got first. I don't. I think I might end it off there. Like I don't know. I'm gonna say All Might personally came up to Deku like before he like fully went home and said like, um, hey, let's like go train at the beach. And Deku's like, all right, yeah, sure. But All Might also says like, oh yeah, so you're instantly like accepted into UA class 1A. And Deku's like, oh yeah, cool, cool. Is Bakugo gonna be there? And All Might, he's like, oh yeah, sure, sure. Like he's like second. Like he just plain out says it. He's second, and Deku he's like, all right, so I am getting my $30, and So that happens, and they were just training, like sparring and all that, like working on one for all. But yeah, after that, I guess I'll just leave it off here. So if you did like it and you want more, like, eh, just tell me. I mean, I can leave my Twitter in the description, I guess, if you want to go check it out. And yeah, that I guess that was part one. I don't know if I'll make more like later, but yeah, I guess that's it. I don't really know what an outro is, so goodbye, I guess. Oh man, I need to learn this stuff better.